So do I need to keep stalling, or are we good to go?
I'm good to go.
I'm good.
All right.
Like I'll just grab my food when it gets here and let you guys know when it gets here.
Fair enough. All right. In that case, aloha and welcome back, buddies. I am Sammy Grayson, here with our Triforce of Doom and Red Nova.
Hello.
And welcome to the next part of Endwalker, where we are in the middle of Labyrinthos. And
Yep.
between parts, I did a little something that I've kind of been leaving as a surprise for these guys.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Try, where are you at? Oh, you're right there. Okay, cool.
By the quest.
Yeah. And I'm in first person because I was dealing with some non-specific issues. All right. Anywho's it.
Insert Monty Python charging theme here.
Hi.
Hi. I see.
Another big reveal for the audience. This is me now.
What? No joke. No joke. At first, with the way the camera angle was, I thought, "Oh, did Jamal just go inside mine?" Then I looked down.
Oh. Yeah, I just noticed.
Yeah. So, funny story.
You went from bun boy to potato dude.
Yes. I went from large cat man to normal sized bun to tiny potato man. Yeah, so I've been watching other people's playthroughs of Endwalker to kind of like refresh my memories and maybe get a better idea of the pacing. And one of those people happens to be one Mr. Jesse Cox, who his character is also a Lalafell. And something about how much fun he was having is like, God damn it, I want to turn my guy into a Lalafell too. Because for those who may know my other channel, that one is also a Lalafell. I just can't get enough of the little guys. I can't help it. It's just so much fun to play the little guys. Anyway. Labyrinthos. We need to find what the fuck is going on with the forum. Level 80 quest. Deeper into the maze. Oh, and our reactive images aren't working properly. That's why they're not on the screen. Well, we won't learn anything of value standing out here. Let's proceed into the main buildings to speak with the custodian. I admit, though, this did fuck with my glams quite a bit, because I was using VR-specific stuff quite a bit. So I had to make a few adjustments. Hello.
Yay. Time for
and
Ribbit.
cutscene. Oh, right. Greetings, we are here to peruse the Archeon's vaults. Peruse? You're clearly not gleaners, then. Might I ask your affiliation? We belong to the students of Baldessian, but is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Not us, then. Suppose we'd better move along to another facility. This building has a lift which connects to the middle tier, yes? Might we at least make use of that? That service has also been suspended, I'm afraid. For the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. What? So this is as far as we can go? I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again after our restructuring operation is concluded. By that time, it'll be too late. We were so close to getting answers. We need to rethink our approach. Let us step outside for the moment, shall we? students of Baldessian. You know what occurs to me? People are going to be so confused when partway through the epilogue stuff for the near raids, suddenly instead of a rabbit man, there's a Lalafell. We are at an impasse. As we have no other leads, I should like to pursue this one further. But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by Hotfield, please. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. 'Tis likely that the people in this area are involved in the restructuring in one way or another. If we were to ingratiate ourselves, they might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong backs to lighten the load.
All right.
Let's start over here. And by a few strong backs, they mean ours.
Yep.
Hello. Am I taking the lift? Oh, no, we're just students. They won't let us into the Archeon, even though we found... Actually, we have no idea what it is we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere, but it's wandering around Tranquility, so we thought to donate it to the vaults. Squeal, squeal. Oddest little squeal, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we'll have to take care of it until the Archeon is open again. Right, where's this other person? Oh. Hello. What's that? Take you down the lift with me? Sorry, but not a chance. Been up and down all day, and only now have I finally found a spare moment to rest. I did see a gleaner fellow heading out the gate there, though, shouldering a large pack, engaged in some matter of task. Maybe he'll be headed down below after he's done with whatever it is he's doing. Search for
Okay, leave us any.
Yep. Search for pack-bearing gleaner. Let's see. I am correct. Should be over by the water somewhere.
Yep, over here.
Yep, there he is. Hi, Aaronville. Quiet. You're frightened it away. Frightened what away? Ah, it's you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. The cloudkin I need to capture is close. Very close. You wish to help me with this too? Spend your time in unusual ways, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than 1. Very well. The canal here is a common gathering spot for birds of all kind, but the one I'm after today is the hornbill. Its feathers are green, its cry a distinctive caw. Single it out and shoot it with a sleeping dart.
Ah, good old sleeping dart mechanics again.
Yep. The effects are short-lived, so I'll lie in wait down by the riverbank to claim our quarry. Be sure to hit the right one.
All right, green feathers and a caw.
Caw.
All
Yep.
right.
Yay, Labyrinthos music. And it's gone. Okay. That one's red, which means I believe it's that one over there. Yep.
Get
Quick
away
and
from
easy.
the rocks, you fuck. There we go. Missed my first, 2 shots, so I had to wait for it to circle back around. Always fun.
Yep. Don't mind me, just messing with transition stuff. Ah, voice scene. Everything okay?
Nah, I just realized that we're going to have to go for the next part of the quest. I was like, oh, great. Back and forth.
Forward and back.
I was thinking it.
God, are you kidding me?
The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands.
I can't.
Even Archons are not privy to the truth.
Got here just in time
Those
for
who
me to
are,
realize I
the
haven't had
researchers
game audio
involved
on
in
this
the
whole time.
secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely
Oh my
in
god.
cities, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
At least it was earlier and not later on.
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation.
True.
But judging by the requisition list
They're
given to
keeping
me
the
and my
music on
colleagues,
game.
I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
Yeah, no. It's yours.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species, too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will, of course, follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down. This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome. But consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you'd do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
So I assume this mine shaft is going to be the dungeon.
Nope.
Oh.
It's just a short little bit on the map.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine
The first
shaft.
dungeon is not here in Labyrinthos.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Bit of a delay getting the mount out. Oh no, I failed the fate that I wasn't doing.
The funny thing for me was fate found, fate failed.
Always gotta love getting there just in time to not be able to do anything. Come on, off the thing. There we go. This must be it. The entrance to the mine shaft. It is faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures homed there by the researchers, you think? Well, slavering beasts aside, we will need to watch our footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. The medial circuit. Wrong person.
So many coppers.
Yep. There we go. Assuming everyone's tightened their straps and checked their gear, then I say we head on in. Given the terrain ahead, though, it might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Take it slow and don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We can meet up again at the other end of the tunnel. Spot over there where we need to take care of something.
Yeah, okay, that's right. Oh, of course it was like as the aggro was running out that my spell actually goes off. And now it got re-aggroed because my spell went off. You know. Decide if you want to aggro or not. Good lord.
You were like just out of its range. Leave it alone and... What about just leaving it alone and dealing with these?
Yeah, but like... It was being weird about it is the thing. Like it de-aggroed and then it re-aggroed, then it de-aggroed.
Yeah, enemies on the overworld have like a limit to the range that they can aggro from. Go far enough and they'll just leave you alone. This one, on the other hand. God, what is this lag?
They just seem to be having some internet issues lately, I've noticed.
Yeah. Surveying.
Okay, it's saying 94 yalms to the northwest. Where the fuck is this thing?
Probably in the other passageway. Might have already gotten it. Yep.
Oh, my food got here. I will be right back.
It's... At least some are safe. Okay, yeah. Oh, there we go. Now we're back to normal. Trying to think of what other music I could use for Purple Link's thing next time he does one. List. Everybody enjoying themselves?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a cutscene, so.
Are you having fun? I'm E.T. Bag and bake. You guys need me this weekend, or should I still wait until the weekend of July 17th? Whenever you want, buddy.
I am back.
I'm back. Sage is a deadly laser.
So I'm going to assume that the current
it should be
here.
Yeah, it should be up there somewhere.
All right. We'll just take care of that. Yep, there it is. Just gotta go. Up to the back and around. Always fun. We gotta do that.
Yep.
But yeah, I know it has curry with karaage.
Nice. Gotta get that chin.
Funny enough, is I ordered the curry from a ramen place. They just happen to have the curry as an option on their menu. The ramen's also obviously pretty good, but the curry's my favorite food.
I need to try some curry sometime.
You should.
Everyone seems to have made it through without incident. Nothing of consequence, at least. And as promised, the tunnel has delivered us onto the medial circuit. As I recall, this here is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Aaronville's assumption holds true, that specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration, then we should see evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. Follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. What you thinking there, crowd? I was being careful, I swear. The slope was steeper than I thought, and I lost my footing for a moment, that's all. I'm not injured, if you don't count my pride.
I mean, she's not Vegeta, so that's not too big of an injury then. Oh, man. I still love this mount.
It was pretty good. The grapes.
Oh, those where the grapes are?
Yep. Aha! Now I know where we are. This is Mariol Agronomics. Labyrinthos is host to a wide variety of vegetation, which allows us to conduct studies on cultivation methods used in foreign lands. And it is this facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to feed their Labyrinthos colleagues, or so I hear. More notable successes might make it to the Agora. Foods so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. Indeed, mystery vegetables without a name, only a list of nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I see no gleaners hereabouts, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. It is possible they know something of the farm's plans and their underlying motivations. Worth looking into, wouldn't you say? Heck yeah. See what you can coax from the workers. The rest of us will do the same, or cast about for useful clues. So yeah, these are the infamous grapes.
Ah, yep.
And
Like not as bad when you're zoomed out, but I get, yeah, like I've seen the zoomed in pictures.
Yeah, no, they've been fixed since then.
Ah, also that.
Yeah. So for the VOD,
Yeah, less triangular.
yes, less angular. So for the VOD watchers in the future who may not know, when Endwalker first came out, these grapes were a bit more crystalline than they look now. much more sharply angular, as it were. And it got...
If you remember these slight memes are like 3 houses produce stalls, it's like that.
Yeah, basically. They've of course fixed it since then, and I've even looked among these to see if maybe they left one intact, just as a like little hee-hoo funny joke. No, they all got fixed, sadly. But, further fun fact, the MTG cards. One of the 14 ones has an illustration of Kryl doing some studying with a bunch of little nods to the game all around her, and one of the more prominent ones right next to her is those graves.
Amazing.
Hold on.
Speaking of those MTG cards, I absolutely love how, for the move that in Japan is known as Meteor Strike, where it's a picture of a guy standing up against a train, the English name is Suplex.
Suplex!
Because, the Suplex the Train meme, for those unaware, in FF6, one character's move, Meteor Strike, got localized as Suplex in the original release of 6. And you can use that move on the Phantom Train boss. So suplexing a train is a major meme in Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So when it came to the Magic the Gathering cards, they explained this to the Japanese side from Square Enix, and they're like, "Yeah, no, okay, we totally get it. You can keep that name."
Yeah, that's why when we
the name was re-localized to Meteor Strike in later re-releases of FF6, but I'm glad Magic got to keep the meme.
Yeah, that exact meme is why earlier in Stormblood when we fought the Phantom Train, I had intended to switch to Monk for that fight. Sadly, I forgot to do that. Anyway.
Oops.
What crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one is a variety of grape. Only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising given that it's native to a particular locale in the very place upon which Labyrinthos was modeled, a region in the south of Ilsabad. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for a myriad flora and fauna to thrive. Shady peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transition into a hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territory is ever contested, as you might expect. It used to be called Corvos before the Imperials renamed it Locus Simonis. Forum saw it not as a prize, however, but as a researcher's ideal environment, one whose climates we strove to recreate within the confines of Labyrinthos. It has since provided a rich foundation for countless experiments in cultivation. Neat. Hello. Do I have aught to be taken down below? More than I can carry and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via the cargo lift, but some has been earmarked for aerial transport. Hence the stack of crates atop that hill over there. Cause hauling the lot up that slope was a job and a half.
Be nice to your couriers, folks.
Yep. Hello. Oh, hello there. Weren't expecting visitors, not with use of the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? The mine shaft, you say? Well, you're a much hardier soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd reward such tenacity with a guided tour of the fields, but I'm afraid the farm has this filling order list a mile long. Massive yet detailed requests. Literal wagon loads of crop samples and hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard of this grand reorganization, I assumed we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for the new. Then came the orders for ridiculous quantities of seeds we've already thoroughly researched. Passing strange, I pressed for an explanation and was met with vague assurances that all would be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. Investigate the stack boxes.
I love these enemies are just straight insert food name here.
Yep. Yeah, the little plant duders are from, I believe, 12. That have become just kind of a thing here in 14.
I still didn't boot up my copy of 12.
12 was a good game. Labels on these crates tell the story of their contents. Bundles of common seeds and saplings, accompanied by sheaves of reports. And cutscene.
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion. You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Charlian at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Thank you, random botanist man.
Or just doing your job and you see someone staring at your special interest.
Have you learned aught of interest?
This is a neat flower.
A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we've failed to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly.
If only.
Isn't that the entrance to the Archaeum? Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member, or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all...
Ryle, you okay?
Cryle?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
What's going on with Cryo?
I'm sure we'll get our answers soonish. And by soonish, I mean sometime this expansion.
And you know those flowers are going to be important because they specifically drew attention to them. But how? Is Cryo still feeling unwell? Never seen her so distracted. Keep an eye on her, but keep moving too. Cannot let our quarry slip away.
Alright.
The full report, warts and all. Erenville was headed westwards along the path outside the Archeon. Come, we can still catch him. Ring, bing, ring.
God damn it. My ass was not paying attention to the mini-map.
Hold a moment. I have an idea. If memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is Logisticon Beta, one of Labyrinthos' climate control centers. Should have its own list with which one could access the upper or lower tiers. If I were an agent of the Forum, it would make for a convenient meeting place. But even if we happen to find Erenville in the company of said agent, we cannot expect them to reveal issues of importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. Nay, we shall have to remain undetected. Only Graha and his vanish spell were here. Oh, but there are other ways of turning invisible. Hippity hop, my little toads. Goodness.
Arrow.
And now the moment I named this stream for. Unaccustomed to transfiguration, worry not, it will wear off with the passage of time. I suggest you and your green companions hop along and catch up with Erenville. If you feel the magic's fading, return to me and I will refresh the enchantment. And what am I to do in the meantime? Wait here with me. In your current state of mind, you'd be as likely to leap into the jaws of a predator as you would learn of anything of note. Which reminds me, we're the creatures hereabouts. In that form, you are essentially defenseless. You have changed into a toad. You must remain transfigured in order to progress with quest objectives. You will return from your transfigured status if you move too far away. Look to your map for the transfiguration's area of effect. Speak with Y'shtola to restore or prolong the transfiguration.
Now I'm also just reminded of the minigame from Rebirth.
Ribbit. Throat. Alpha Toad and Alley Toad are now accompanying you. Keep them at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave your quest companions behind by entering a different area or by speaking with them and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have your companions join you again, return and speak with them at the original location. I'm sad there's no way to just do this out in the overworld.
Alpha Toad and Alley Toad got me. Good lord.
It is a pretty good one. Beware the large toads.
Especially when their name has luncheon in it.
Yep. Tim's is hungry boys. We still have my little... Well, then we still have our little minions following us.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait, hold on. Do I have a Parago? I have an Enkidu. Do I have a frog? That's not about a matter.
Take care of. He sucks at the anime. I need to rewatch that anime. It's been so long.
I guess this one is voiced, I believe.
It is.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Charlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Charlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
Caro?
And now accessible.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full. While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart. Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Yeah, of course the guy whose whole deal is capturing animals would know how toads actually act.
Yep.
Wait! How
Arundel
did
is
you know
such a
it was
cool
us?
character.
If you mean to impersonate
Oh,
the
yeah.
toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
I love Alice's, like, when you talk to her, reaction after the cutscene's done.
The toad performance needs work. Suppose we should have known a Gleaner who specializes in animal procurement would not be so easily deceived. But he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, perhaps, we've discovered a new piece of the puzzle. This momentous duty the Forum agent mentioned. Charlian has been called to action, and the Telophoroid's declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they deem it of sufficient import to disrupt all of Labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Eorzea's request for aid.
I also like that
Sorry.
scene because it showed that, you know, the four members are reasonable when you tell them good reasons. Like, yeah, no, guys, we are being driven to the bone. Some of us are getting real pissed. You need to start doing better.
Yep. What duty could warrant the direct involvement of the Forum and the commitment of all its resources? Judging by what we just heard, none of the Gleaners were offered any kind of explanation. At this point, it seems abundantly clear that we'll learn nothing new by pressing them further. We should head back to Yashol and Krell for the moment, see what they think of this.
Alright.
Hello. Welcome back. I trust you found Erenville, then? Interesting. I had a feeling you would learn something important, even if that something was simply confirmation that no one knows much of anything. You should share this with Kryle, then discuss how we'd like to proceed. Assuming we found her back at the farm, she was still behaving oddly, so I bade her return and rest there. Perhaps not the best decision in hindsight. Do you mind checking near those flowers she was so entranced by? The rest of us can survey the more distant areas, just in case she decided to wander. up and around the hill.
Yep.
Straight to Mater.
What exactly is a Corrigan?
A what?
I saw one called Straight Corrigan, like Korrig something something.
I have no idea.
To the Google.
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting.
Apparently some kind of fairy or dwarf-like spirit.
She said you would need it for the journey ahead.
Ah.
Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Thank you. Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you. Take the flower, walk free, for you are free, to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That blue will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first, so weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread, imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts, that unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
You can't be serious. We've done nothing wrong.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Master Fortuno, what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian. A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What, then, is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Graha! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Whoops.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
Check on my cat's food.
Okay.
All right.
God, this is just one long cutscene.
Forgive me. I was careless.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
He was both hungry and thirsty. So, between I'm on.
Come to
forgive me,
order.
I was careless. Did anything in the animation happen between the previous
This
dialogue?
inquiry is
box and
now in
that was
session.
important?
As speaker-elect,
No, just didn't
I will be
establish any
presiding over the day's proceedings.
Okay, cool.
You're now back in Charlie and
Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Charlian assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
Huh. I don't know if I've ever seen Kryle with her hood down before.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Charlian, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Imbeck.
Yeah, I said this
Whence
earlier,
came
but
this revelation?
I don't know if I've ever seen Kryle with her hood down.
I can't think of a time prior to this, honestly.
From the mouth of a forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policy-making process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Charlian society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd. From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony.
What? I just
The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Said the thing.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, Master Fortuno, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the Studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same.
I know where else goes, but must we keep arguing like this?
Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections.
Enough.
Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? Now, if we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
Order! We will have order! Master Monteshane raises some valid...
I like this guy.
Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldessian are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlayan. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed. Students, Scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences. Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
I have to wonder how many of them wanted to be just like, nah, boot the fuckers.
Probably the ones who, probably a good chunk of the ones who raised their hands.
I mean, fair enough.
Difference of 3, fair vote, fair vote.
Yep. Yay, nighttime Sharlayan theme. That's about to go away in like 2 seconds. Nine. And...
loading.
Yep, there it is.
Done loading now. Thank you.
Fucking Kraha.
God damn it.
Well, at least you've been allowed to remain in the city. Our endless investigations have not been in vain. We now know that this mysterious duty of theirs began with whatever the Forum discovered in the ethereal sea. With our wisdom so sorely curtailed, however, we will struggle to learn aught more of substance here in Sharlayan.
Well, we got a lead.
We got an lead. Estate visitor. The overall picture has grown clearer, yes, but that's in spite of the Forum being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? Survival, come what may. His father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family. Alphino? Alice? It is you! When I heard you'd been dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I'm so very glad they allowed you to stay. Mother? Amelian's Levier, at your service. And you fun people must be the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Though we're short of you. Mother, please, we don't wish to make things difficult for you. If word reaches Father that you are here... How bother that? Am I to be chastised for speaking with my own children? I'm well aware that you and Master Fortuno are not on the best of terms at the moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. You will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. The timing couldn't be better. As matters stand, we shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters with Thancred's group and reconsider our options. Go, visit your home. We'll be back at the annex when you're ready to rejoin us. I'm not sure Harris, what do you think? Harris? The Harris Ellis? What a splendid day this has turned out to be. Champion of Eorzea, I insist that you join us.
What is happening?
Me?
I love the face my Warrior of Light has there.
Just dumbfounded. But we must be quick about it. Not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, the servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Harris, if you would be so kind as to escort my children to the estate. She's got to go get some stuff ready. And then she was gone, and with her any opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three.
Man, that whole family is more alike than you'd expect. All with their own sort of brand of stubborn.
Yep.
What Alice say? I forgot to click on her.
She said, I'm sure Alphino thinks nothing of it. He invited classmates over all the time. But I wasn't the most... It was a different time for me, all right? She had no friends. I apologize. My mother's not one to take no for an answer. Still, I am glad, relieved even, to see you in such high spirits. What say you, Harris? Though it seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us on our visit home? Fine. If we're going, then let's get it over with. But be sure to stay in the entrance hall. No peeking into our private chambers, thank you very much. Why ever not? Your room was always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has things they'd rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherished mementos you couldn't bring yourself to throw away, childhood toys. I mean, never mind. Levier Estate is that way, straight down the stairs. Come on. Bubba Baka. And blah, blah, blah. They're joining us.
Okay, there's dialogue on the way, so...
Yep. Yeah. Twins are getting a lot more... Twins get a lot more focus than usual in this expansion.
Well, it's almost like we're in their hometown.
Fair enough. Discuss the view from the bridge. When Alice and I were little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or her servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. Now look at us, traveling to different continents, different worlds even. As children, Alphino and I would often wait here for our father to come home from work. Must have been a day when his meetings ran long, because I remember growing restless and leaning out over the railing to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at that exact moment, came pounding down the path in a panic, crying out my name. Concerned father.
Aww. Where are you going?
Over to the quest marker.
There's this dialogue over here.
Where? Oh.
But
discuss Oxland. Oh yes, this is where I first practiced magic on an actual person. Alice had fallen, you see, and scraped her knee quite badly. So I tried casting the simple restorative spell I had only just learned. How she smiled when the wound closed. Joy and relief. That was, I believe, the very moment I chose the healing arts as the main subject of my studies. I used to come here all the time with grandfather. Somehow I would dip my hands and feet in the fountain and splash about. Not Alphino, though. Even back then he wasn't very fond of playing in water. He'd make any excuse to avoid it. Which would explain how I came to swim like an auk and he sink like a stone.
I find it adorable that what made Alphino decide to mostly be a healer was when he healed Alice's knee one time.
Yeah. The good feeling. And here you are at last. Please, do come in. I do not remember this was voice acted.
Welcome home, my lady.
And that answers that.
What? What are you gawping at?
A lot.
Scion headquarters must seem squalid indeed.
I'll have you know I'm quite fond of the Rising Stones.
It's like, damn,
Lord
you live like
Fortuno
this?
is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
Right away, Mom.
As you wish, my lady.
I love how she immediately opens with, "Do not tell my husband."
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you'd accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name.
Like, aw, shucks.
"'Tis plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
I love that Alice immediately
It's
voices the concern I was thinking of.
exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become. See for yourself.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
If you'd allow me, Master Alphino.
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father. Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days, as a student he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now.
What does the lesson to show your father used to be different? And also, these were pricey. Please use them.
Because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry.
I was wondering how Alphino ended up becoming a sage class. That's one hell of an answer.
Yep.
Yep.
Following in Dad's footsteps.
I am told these devices are quite difficult to master. But someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your
Shame
wisdom
they
to
could stay
heart.
longer, but circumstances.
Thank you again for these gifts. And farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
I really like Alphino's new look.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Good mom.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I missaw the Alice MTG art when it was first shared with me on Discord. I thought it was like one of her older looks or something. No, it's this look. Okay.
Yep.
The way her weapon was posed made me think it wasn't her red mage kit.
Ah. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her. And I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. The visit was all too brief. For now, however, it will have to suffice, as will these tokens of home that we carry with us. These gifts to help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality. Let's return to the annex and rejoin our companions.
Hi, Cassidy. Did you speak with Alice there?
Yep.
What'd she say?
She said, and that was that. Only the gods know when we'll be back again. So nothing too important.
To the annex.
Yep.
Yeah, Forum really isn't helping their case that they just are not saying shit.
Very true. Enjoyed your time with the Leviers, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared, but their new outfits tell the tale. I hope we can help them to reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret the Forum strives to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you by Heidelin is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once we've heard your report from Thavnir, we'll be well-equipped to plot our next move.
Okay, this was all that one split quest line, wasn't it? Oh, man.
Yes, sir. And now we've met back up. Level 81, in the dark of the tower. Since there's been progress in both investigations, shall we share the findings from our respective locales?
Your time in Thavnir has certainly been eventful. In my opinion, carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation. Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Matoya, then make our way to Thavnir.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower? According to Orenvold and Frodola's report, they were unable to free the Emulger. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Ifrit.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses? Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal, thus the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders would be met with overwhelming force.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise. A spire thus conjured must needs be maintained, and I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy the core, and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
So we can hope, and I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is correct, the chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. any primals will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Kryl, Jostela, and myself. The remaining scions will proceed with the search for the core. Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Arcosodra by a considerable margin.
You know what? That is a fair response.
Sure, Alphino is in the right group.
If you're to fight primals, then you'd best have at least one healer with you.
And I am more than happy to fulfill that role. I found wielding a sage's armaments to be rather intuitive, and look forward to testing them against a more challenging foe.
It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Rads at Han of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
Just, make sure you're prepared for the experimental etherite. It is brutal.
A military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging point.
That sounds perfect. And remember, the experimental etherite at the confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
I forget, is Estinian still over there? Because I noticed he wasn't in that meeting.
He is literally right there. He just wasn't partaking in the conversation.
Right, yeah, no, he normally doesn't.
Alright, off to Thavner. Let's see. Hamsa Hatchery, I believe, is closer to the Great Work.
It is.
And of course it's fucking raining here too. We get to a certain map and it's foggy, I swear to God I'm gonna lose my shit.
I don't know about you, this is very familiar to me, given where I live.
I would imagine.
Damn it. Alright. No escort this time. Thank God for the road stuff. I read.
Hello.
It was on the way, so I figured I might as well grab this.
Fair enough.
Or might be on the way. Oh, no, that's in the area I can't reach yet. Damn it.
You have to be down in the lower half, which you cannot get to right now.
Yep.
It was like, alright, 200 yards to go. That is a massive cliff.
Yep. No, the funny thing about these towers is I think almost every overworld map on the source had one. At least a bunch of them did.
Would not surprise me if it was all
yeah.
of them. Just with how many the characters were saying popped up.
Yep. And those things were there for months. Hello. We're back. Ah, friend of Eorzea. We've been expecting you. You and yours will lead the mission into the tower, I'm told. The warding seals will be delivered soon. Till then, please stand by at the boat we have ready. When your fellows arrive, I will direct them to join you. Pray for your safety and success. Yay, dungeon time, fucking finally.
Let's go.
Yep.
Even if I'm not the biggest fan of this one.
Yeah, neither am I.
This is the future of Aetheryte travel. I think I'll stick to boats. Hi. No warning, however emphatic, could have prepared me for that. On account of which we are a little late, but fighting fit. Mostly.
At least they was there to actually help buy the stuff for you, so you don't have to Justinian.
Yeah.
My friends, permit me to thank you for accepting this mission. You must be... We should still call you Valshan, I suppose. Indeed, it would not do to confuse our soldiers. Oh hey, the weather's clearing up. Very well then.
Yep.
For our part, we are humbled.
Oh, that's a nice shot.
That was a lovely shot.
Yeah, it's clear sky zone now.
In fact, you know what? Hold on. And a boop. Okay. For our part, we are humbled that you should see fit to entrust us with your warning seals. Please convey as much to His Excellency. One for each of you. Please accept them with my blessings. Ah, thanks. With these we can go anywhere those with the blessing of light can go. Not only for this operation either, but all the ones to come. You can finally break your monopoly on primals.
Yeah, I still remember it throwing me off back then when learning that not all the Scions had the protection.
Yep. Very few, in fact. I've been waiting for this day.
In that case, they're all yours from now on.
Yep.
So have we, my friend, so have we. If everyone is amenable to it, let us review the strategy for good measure.
If you pick the one I picked, he goes, he basically goes, yeah, nice try.
As previously agreed, we will divide into two groups. Harris and his band will break through the tower's defenses and locate its core. Meanwhile, the rest of us will tend to the prisoners, who will doubtless want for healing due to the duress of repeated summonings. The primals which the tower bringeth forth shall be deities of Thavnarian myth. As we have no prior experience with such foes, pray exercise the utmost caution when confronting them. We commence the operation at your word, my friend. For the people of Thavnar, nay, the entire world, must prevail. Determined potato.
Yeah.
Oh, thank fucking Christ. Tower of Zot, now accessible.
Yeah.
I assume we're all ready?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's go!
Oh, let's go.
Healer cues. Let's pray the tank is competent.
Yep.
Oh, we have a cat lady tank.
In the Omega outfit.
Yeah. Also wearing shades.
Well, they're a warrior, so.
Yep.
Could be easier than me.
Alright.
Oh yeah, that's...
Alright. The character name, oh my god.
Spampton Big Shot. That is hilarious.
On that note, is that still happening later today, or...?
I think I'm gonna hold off until next Friday.
Okay. Clear one hurt to check.
Oh god, oh god! Yeah.
This feels so weird having NPCs got people in here in a normal dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen too often.
Right. Alright, we're level up in the area right now. Sad.
Oh look, finals.
Ah.
Yeah, we're gonna be fighting the Magus sisters.
Yep.
From which game?
FF4.
Yeah, I never
wow,
played
that early? They've been in a few of them. Let's see, I believe they were also in 10.
Never played 10.
We don't know what else to tell you then.
Yeah. Like, the ones I have the most knowledge of are 6, 7, 9, 15, and 16.
Gotcha.
Both I plan to fix at some point. Once I'm done with another game and remember I have a physical copy of it.
Not fucking AoEs.
Oh. Sky armor.
Some of that adder sting back, maybe.
More show, government, displacement, and hauling.
Virginian Whip. Alright.
Oh, you know, bitch.
My fire almost went off too. Oh well. Alright.
I don't know whether it's this one or the last one I dislike the most.
I would say the last one.
Yeah.
I have no insight.
They had the shield up, they do. Alright, cool. Oh yeah, it's instant now, I forgot.
Oh, sweet Christ.
Yeah.
Thank God for Core.
Alright, might want to move out.
Yep. That way, I am. This is gonna be one hell of a fight, I can already tell.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Fire over there.
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, okay, yeah. I almost died.
Ooh, yeah. I've had some of those before. This freaking fight, good lord. Blizzard that way.
Oh, so is this marker here, Ming?
That means it's where it's going.
Hey.
Oh, God.
Oh, fuck. Fine. I realized too late.
Yeah.
I got you.
Somebody got to the freaking file.
Oh, now it's not the time for the lag.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
$35 to go.
Fire.
Thunder.
Blizzard.
Oh, Jesus Christ, why?
Yeah.
Hey.
Pain Pecco. Boost defense.
That fucking fire thing on me. Yeah.
Transmute Wizard. Transmute Bio. And Thunder.
Well, how's this going to work? Oh, I see. Okay, so it's basically just like, the first one just being an inner reentry threw me off, so, okay, it's basically just like placing the AoE in a different spot from themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't believe I fully figured that out when it was already pretty much dead.
You can see why I don't like that one in particular.
Yeah. You're not the only one.
Trips me up something fierce.
Casting it. That I can pass on.
Like, if you want to, go for it.
Yeah, I went for the casting amulet. I just passed on the one that wasn't for class I have.
Yeah, Mindy came in with a bit of a AoE / magic for that fight.
Yeah.
Good lord.
So, me if I was the boss fight. I like my magic.
I mean, it's effective.
Wait, there's a reason my first class was Arcanist.
Come on. Yep, grab the thing. Oh god. Oh god. Love fuck. Do not lag now.
Oh no.
Screw you.
Okay. Thank God for warrior self-healing.
Yep.
Warriors are a sage's best friend, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Did not mean
Warrior's
to
pretty much any healer's best friend, pretty much.
Alright, Sandaruba.
Alright.
Yep.
So, one quick important note for this one. There's gonna be points where she's gonna turn, like, everyone into, like, her, like, illusion-wise, and then a bunch of her are gonna spawn around the arena. Look for the one that's not doing anything and run behind her.
Yep, the one that's not moving at all.
Got it.
Ow. Over here.
Yeah, this is just a little tease of that.
Yep.
I gotta say, warrior being able to self-heal and me having the white magic is probably helpful in general.
Yep.
Even if my white magic attacks only do so much healing.
Okay, yep, this version of each one gets stopped.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, hi. Ow.
Yep. Here we go. Yep, here we go.
Yep, okay. So, I like how we still have our names.
Over here.
Oh,
yeah.
Alright. I see, so she also disguises the explosions.
Yeah.
Yep. Still would rather deal with this fight than the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down, 100% any day of the week. Or the next one, for that matter, too. Oh, here we go again.
Yeah, the next one is just AoE hell.
Yep. I'll get shot at first, okay,
Everybody.
I'm over here.
Everybody gets a
Ow.
Yep. Bunk. And there's confusion.
Yep.
Alright.
Alright. This time we have...
Over here?
Up.
That
Up here.
one over there. Alright.
How are they not getting hit from that?
Oh, I'm gonna wait for that.
Yes, please do.
And a flare.
Yep.
Thank God our tank is competent.
Yep.
Yep.
Yay for finishing a mid-boss off with flare. Woo! Good level up.
Also, fun fact, the dungeon gear from this dungeon is basically a re-dyed version or alternate version of the level 70 dungeon Swallow's Compass gear.
Yeah.
I do not know enough about the gear names.
It's not so much the names as the models.
Yeah, it's the
but
models.
Still, I do not pay enough attention to that.
Fair enough. Yeah, they like to reuse models a lot, which is good because sometimes it gives us dyeable versions of otherwise undyeable.
Right. Correct. Let's bring this out like I should have earlier.
Come on.
Oh, heck.
All the AoEs. Die. Yay.
Yeah, these pulls here can be like real hectic once in the dungeon.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be pain.
Yep. This one and the one after that. These fuckers like to hit hard.
They hit like, well, airships.
I'd say to hit like a fucking truck, but...
What's that crown icon next to their name there?
That means they're a mentor.
Yep.
That one specifically is a crafter mentor.
Yep, that's a crafter mentor.
Okay. So they're probably just going through their daily then.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Oh,
so many enemies.
God.
Alright. Time to break up the combos.
Yep.
Yeah, time to bring out all the alien shit.
Holy. Go. Go. Get the fuck. Oh my, the guy was hitting guys rushing this place. I had no one to retreat attack on.
And going through this dungeon with these particular pulls and other tanks, oh lord. Oh, I just saw that. Oh god.
Got it. Yeah. If we were in this dungeon with this one, with that, I remember doing the one of my tank dailies where we got a scholar that just did not know to summon fairy.
Oh god.
It was in I forget the name of it, but it's like the Snow Mansion.
Snow Mansion?
I'm forgetting the name of it, because you know my Darknet was still relatively early in levels, so.
Is it Hawk Banner maybe, or?
It might have been. Brain's being done with names. Yeah, because like the one of the final fights was like against the dragon that does the.
No, that's Stone Vigil, I think.
Oh yeah, Stone Vigil. That's what it was.
Yeah. Once he said dragon, yeah, that's.
Those early dungeons can mesh together in my memory.
Fair.
And say hello to new end of dungeon boss thing.
Yep, Syndrova, aka Cindy.
I already miss Insatiable.
Insatiable's way too good.
Oh boy, here we go. After special ability also
focus Cinderuva first.
Yes.
Also, get ready.
It's like it. Yep.
Oh my.
For AoE help.
Yeah.
I can already tell. Ow. I'm going in the circle. Alright.
Yeah, because just like FF4, she has a revive thing.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. But the other sisters are going to get tricks too. Attack their teammates at times. But
this is why we pay attention.
Yep.
Yeah. Still hold off the ears and want to kick their ass until later.
Oh god, here we go again.
Yep.
I got my meters next, so I'm just going for all this time.
Oh jeez. Stack it here. Yep.
Alright. And time to wail.
Yep.
way over in Narnia.
Yeah, I've used some melee combos in displacement.
Red Mage has another thing like
I
displacement, but it lets you stay in place.
I like displacement, though. It helps me get displacement also staying away from something. Oh, Jesus Christ, why?
Because they hate you.
Okay, here's some place you don't stand. Also, all of you have AoEs on you. Have fun with that. Asshole!
Fuck it, I'm doing it right now.
I don't blame you.
Oh, you bitch. Doesn't matter, because you still got wrecked.
Alright. That is going to make this holy shit.
Yeah. This has gotten a lot easier, guys. Their health is not as much as it was before.
Yeah, they're basically stuck. I hope not.
No, we can be beat up on them early, too.
Yep.
They have not recovered. Especially proof in point if people did use a limit break on these guys, they would go down a lot more than the main boss. Oh, you.
Fuck, for sure.
Oh, this could be bad.
Ooh.
We're alive.
That could have hurt way worse.
Oh, Sandra was up. Yep, he's gone.
Yay.
Last one.
Alright.
One more left.
Back. Across. Down. Everything. Face me.
Everyone take a shield.
Fuck them. Little gimmicks in there early with that.
Me just doing my good old stone loops until this stops proccing.
Stone.
Yeah, stone and fire.
Yeah.
I know. It's just funny. I hate that fucking.
Giving that. Ooh, just in time too. Just left.
I mean, I had fun with it, but I can see why someone would not like that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say 2 of those boss fights are the amazing reason why I'm not a big fan of this dungeon.
Like, for me, I don't mind the AoE dances too much because it keeps me usually just standing in place, casting all the time on my toes.
Yep.
I'm pretty surprised if I actually win that frickin' roll.
Yay.
I got.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
What was my number?
I had the worst roll on this.
Oh, I had 43 on the roll. Okay.
I had a 39. Yeah, no.
79, rather.
Oh, you had 79. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the commendation.
Nice.
Ah.
That was a little touch and go there.
I mean, even if healer wasn't kind of just a good go-to for commendations, yeah, like that's the dungeon where you had to do work.
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
Oh, right.
The lower floors were disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
I believe we stand in the tower's beating heart. What sayest thou, Stola?
I see it. Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing to a single point. This is the core we seek. Yet something is off. As large as this structure is, it siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it. 'Tis as if the core is feeding on the energy.
It almost looks like
Consuming
Soul
it.
Edge.
I need to take a closer look. There is something there, embedded inside the core. A man's limb.
This is what we came to destroy?
Yes, if you would be so kind.
Beats himself at it.
I mean, that's what Dragoons do.
I know, but it's funny.
When all else
And
fails,
that
jump.
should be the end of it.
What now?
When all else fails, stab it.
My theory that the tower might come crashing down following the core's destruction doth appear to be correct.
Cue the Metroid escape music.
Bully for you! And how are we supposed to survive the fall?
What of the prisoners below?
The floor beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves!
I pray I'm not too late.
Good old first time doing this problems.
Yep. Weird. Okay.
We don't know what's gonna happen. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen. Prepare for the worst. Ah, shit, the worst
What
actually happened.
Where are we?
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood. But 'tis as if it never existed. Hardly a scratch. But how?
Graha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
There's a lot of elephant people.
That explains the lack of obvious injuries.
Catboy down.
Catboy EP.
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. He will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
He's just sleepy then.
Yep.
Because that would be a lot of mana use.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Then the immediate problem is what to do with our new
Spell
friends.
that potential. Oof.
They'll be much changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
Mass featherfall.
Yep.
Upcasted.
Angelo and I will take care of that.
I have
in
every
the
faith
middle
in
of
you,
his long
Alice,
rest.
but there are just too many for you to treat alone.
We'll send at once to Eorzea for more porksies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
Hail, Scions!
Oh, you motherfucker.
We were watching the tower when it simply disappeared. What happened here?
The threat is banished,
quests away from
and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we of a secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
least now for future towers, we're more prepped for the collapse part.
Yep.
So G'raha doesn't have to panic levitate every fucking time. Alright. Oh, nice. Some stuff on the market sold.
Nice. The liberated prisoners are being
Oh my
transported
God,
to Razat Han for
Ian.
treatment. What do you say?
Estinian says, "Phew, Colonel's Matanga may have been the true struggle."
Ali's saying you still will oversee the administration of the tempering treatment. Support from those who know a healing spell or two. We'll go and join them in the city once you've had a moment to catch your breath. The Jewel of
There's
Thavnir.
trust now active.
Yep. Had enough rest, have you? Never were one for being idle. Right, Varshan bade us come to Megaduta at our earliest convenience. The others will join us there once they have finished tending to the prisoners. Wait. It's like I thought you and Estinian should go on ahead. I need to make a quick detour by the Great Work. We left G'raha in the alchemist's care, you see. Best to fetch him before he's crammed into a specimen jar.
Good call.
Just you and me, then. The guardsmen at the gate should wave us through.
Like, I don't know if there's any lingering bits of Crystal Tower in G'raha, but better safe than sorry.
There's still a little bit of Allegan blood in him yet.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely get away from the Alchemist before it's too late.
Yeah.
If they were like that with Estinian who had dragon blood into him, oh god. Allegan blood is a whole nother can of worms.
God. You know, it's amazing how often, like, the big problems in this game come down to either Allegans or Asians. But this time, it's both.
This is what I keep saying!
But this time,
is what I keep saying!
But this time, it's both. It's an Allegan turned into an Asian.
I know! That's the wild part. Like, I've been saying this entire fucking Let's Play, if someone's starting with A.
And in this case, it's Amon, so it's literally someone starting with A. Amon the Allegan Asian.
Oh, I got a triple triad card, apparently.
Whee! Oh, nice. I get one?
Yeah, Vegas Sisters.
Oh no, I just have Ravana. Okay.
Are my gloves really full?
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah,
Alright, I'll
surprise me.
Well, back to the donation basket later. Because yeah, the gloves of casting I got from the loot is in my base inventory.
Oh yeah, then they're probably full.
Yeah, and I like that. I was like, wait, really? I could have sworn I cleaned up my. God damn it!
Hello.
It always fills so fast.
Honored Scions. You're free to enter at your leisure. As I cannot leave my post, I'm afraid you must make your own way. Should you require directions in the city, the sentry station at the fountain atop the steps should be glad to assist you. Oh, is this instance?
I don't know, I'm still loading.
Oh, that might be it. Sounds about as... Okay, no.
Yep, there you are.
I was about to say, they instanced the whole city. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, that would have been...
Though I have been to Razat Han before, this place is a veritable maze. Rather than risk getting lost, we'd best ask for directions from the sentry at the fountain. Lead the way. Don't expect me to act as your tour guide like certain others. Cindy is now accompanying us, blah blah blah. Yeah, by the way, don't bother with the big aetheryte yet.
Yeah, it's not available at the moment to be attuned to.
They were getting attuned to the smaller ones, though.
You can, yep.
Yep.
That's actually what I'm doing right now.
Honestly, probably a good idea. You're going to be going around.
Some there. Yeah.
Ah, Master Harris,
yeah,
I understand you are here for an audience with the Satrap. If you require directions to Megaduta, I should be glad to provide them. Satrap's residence...
Can I help you?
Situated in Dharma, the highest part of Radzat Han. To get there, I would ordinarily recommend a route that takes you by the bazaars in the city's north. Due to the state of alert, however, most businesses are currently closed and the aetheryte disabled. As such, I will provide you with an alternate path. First, please ascend the steps next to the fountain, then continue left. There will be more steps, and upon ascending them, you will emerge on Pox's path. Proceed through the lodge door on the right, and you will arrive at Ruveda Fibers. Within, you will find another sentry who will give you further guidance. In other words, we head up. Sounds straightforward enough. There's the thing.
So I assume that state of alert's going to lift once we talk to the leader.
No, it's going to be a bit yet.
There's dialogue.
Yep. Ah, these fucking doors.
Yeah, I went that way by mistake earlier. It's like, had to go up the steps first before going left.
Discuss the sumptuous portal. Ah, yes, I know about this portal. Leads to a nearby isle, the treasure vault of one of Radzat Han's wealthiest families. They took the God of Luck for their guardian, on account of which they occasionally open up a section of their vault for aspiring treasure hunters to try their own luck, or so they say. There are also coffers hidden across the land that act as portals. Find one and you gain access to the vault. Something to bear in mind in case you exhaust your funds while on the road. It is a troublesome experience, as I can personally attest. Yeah, it's because you're shit with money. Okay, so what he's talking about is treasure maps that lead to, like, specific instances known as, like, map dungeons or treasure dungeons or some such. I forget the technical term.
I've barely bothered with treasure maps, so I didn't realize it could lead to instances.
Yep. They don't always, but often.
Up easy steps. Oh yeah, so you know how Persona 5X is getting released soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some form of official name for the pro tag via like screenshots of promotional stuff in both languages.
Ooh.
The funny thing is, because of the way Romanji normally works, there's not enough character limits for the full romanization of their last name. You'd have to drop the H in one of these she syllables.
Ah.
God damn it. First, I can't use Narukami and Persona Q, and now this. At least with Narukami, there's also the Soji name from the manga.
Yep. I think we just took the scenic route.
Probably.
Yeah.
Heading to Megaduta,
Oh,
are
there
you?
is an...
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, there is an Aether shard down there. It just depends on where you get to it, what way you decide to go.
Yeah. In that case, please follow this hallway to my right and go through the door at the top of the stairs. You'll emerge at the entrance to the airship landing, where another sentry should be on hand to assist you. Incidentally, if you attend the steps to either side of me, you'll find the workshops of Ruveda Fibers. Though you're free to observe the artisans, take care not to lose your way. We're going back.
I can grab for now. Minus
Yeah.
the main
Oh, hey, there's dialogue over here.
Oh. Vibrant textiles. Ah, Thavnarian weave. I'd imagine more vibrant stuff. I dare say Amrek would be partial to the gold thread. And the blue, of course. He loves his blue. Never put much thought into what I wear. A spare set of clothing is usually all I carry. If that isn't enough, I can always obtain something locally.
I'm gonna see if I can quickly get this one etherite shard I see over here. Doesn't look like it. Okay.
Over where?
Well, I was trying to go through the doors to get to the one that's to the northwest, but there was a guy out in front of a door, so I assume I just can't go there yet. The Ryuvida fibers etherite.
I believe that is the one we actually passed on the way over here.
Okay, well, I can just get that later.
Alright.
This one, however, is right here.
Probably good to grab that one.
I mean, it's the airship landing shard. That's usually a good one to get.
I love how we're basically just Scooby-Dooing this shit. Alright. If you're here for an airship, I'm afraid all flights have been suspended until further notice. So the state of alert is still in effect. Perhaps it's for the best. That aside, we're not here for an airship. We have business at Megaduta. Oh, in that case, permit me to direct you. For me, it's quite simple, really. Ascend these steps and then continue straight ahead and across the bridge. Can't miss it.
And dialogue right here.
Thinking, buddy. And I remember passing by here with Varshan. Situation being as it was, he regretted not being able to show us the sights. Life has yet to return to normal here, but when it does, you ought to pay another visit. The city's confusing, the food is quite good. Partial to Hansa myself. Meat's surprisingly tender and flavorful. Making me want a turkey leg.
No,
Irritated Hansa.
What,
Yeah, I told you.
I do not recall tuning to this one. What?
Like I said, that was the one we passed by.
This one we didn't. Oh well.
No.
If we tune to it, we tune to it.
Yep. Yeah, we went right up the stairs and then around, passing by that one. And then just
Yeah, I
going
just
back around
do
to
not
the
remember clicking on it is the thing.
Yeah, I think the path they intended us for us to take was to just like keep going left, pretty much. And a tune here, because we're going to be coming back here quite a bit.
I imagine.
Hello. Greetings and welcome to Megaduta. May I inquire after your business? We are members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Come at the invitation of His Excellency. Ah, of course, we've been expecting you. We'll show you into the audience chamber. If you would please follow me.
Are we the last to arrive? I hope we've not kept you waiting.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Much better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent, in more ways than one.
One becomes accustomed to the taste, although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
Valiant scions, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude. You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence. No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales. Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radzatan.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia. Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of Radzatan will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
Oh, jeez.
"'Tis of no moment. A mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
Albeit brief, my involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply. And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
Nay. When war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company. He alighted upon a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
I see. So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydralin to whom you must look for answers.
Seek you to divine the will of this star? If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort. 'Tis a story from my youth, many, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one? To which Midgardsormr did reply, 'Twas 'Twas the last bastion of hope. He believed so long as Hydaelyn endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since. Yet take you solace in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydaelyn does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Thank you, Vritra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
We must take our leave, but please do inform us if we can provide any further assistance.
Prithee, a moment. There is one whom my sire hath judged.
Oh, yeah, dialogue related to the Omega event.
The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor. 'Tis thee. I knew it to be so. From man and dragon alike have I learned of thine exploits. 'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsormr's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread. For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, wheel enmeshed with woe. Amidst this tangled knot thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence. Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
'Tis I who must apologize. I have detained your champion overlong with idle chatter. pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
Oh boy.
Yeah, shit's getting a little heavy. So, what were you and Breach talking about? Nothing? Very well, if you say so. The others have gone ahead to the High Crucible. Let's catch up to them. All right. The color of joy. The attendant was kind enough to give me direction to the High Crucible. First, let us return to the mulberry orchard. You know, you gotta love the subtlety on that. The High Crucible of Alchemia.
I don't get it.
Because they're alchemists.
Oh.
Real subtle, that one.
Brain, my brain is still reeling from how long it took for me to get a certain name pun in Bravely.
From here, we're supposed to follow the path left and past the mulberries. I love how they're just like, yeah, don't just go teleporting around there, guys. Street turns, enter the door straight ahead, then descend the steps. I thought the Crystarium was confusing. It doesn't compare to Radha-Han. The architecture and decorations make it even harder to get your bearings. Anyway, let's see where the store takes us. And here's the Aetheryte Plaza. So far so good, and there isn't much further to go. Here, we just cross to the other side of the hall, then pass through the larger of two doorways. The High Crucible lies beyond. I suspect the others have already collected the warning scales. Come, let us join them.
Yeah, I'm assuming still no on the main one.
Nope. We ain't getting that one for a while.
Nope. Yeah, the shard's somewhat far away there.
Yep. At last, of course, but at least we found the place. Boop. Playing the Endwalker
These
theme.
are the talismans we were promised.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for. Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations. Of course, we would need to consult with various Alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
Please, I must speak with you.
Yay, Nadana's up and about.
Nadana? You're awake?
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
As you said, Nidana was captured only recently. Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough. All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Yet who has truly saved whom? Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true? Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Yellow flower.
Look at that. Its color is completely changed.
What do you have there? How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
You imply that it is distinct from ether?
As foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts. Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows. Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions. Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion. As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities. That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
Nonsense! You have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Shall we depart for Charlian then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at Yannick.
Okay.
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
And I'm back.
And back. We have gained 1 emotion flower.
Yeah.
Alright. Think we're gonna turn this in and then call it a day.
Figured.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good stopping point for the day anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, this is really the best stopping point for the day.
Yeah, especially because we're gonna need the time for next time.
Yep.
We have some solo duties ahead of us.
Oh, yeah.
And some lengthy ones at that.
Yep. Next time a lengthy thing begins.
Oh, yeah.
I'm given it looks like we're all poised to start really going after the towers.
Yep.
You could say that.
We are indeed preparing to tackle the problem of the towers. We must remove the problem. It's good to be back with the fruit of our labor safely in storage. Now we have but to wait for the others to return from their respective meetings with the Alliance leaders. As Tankard suggested, you should get some rest in the meantime. Alright. Welcome back, Harris. Kral has apprised me of your recent accomplishments. What an amazing feat to eliminate a tower and pave the way to deal with the rest. While it isn't much, I've changed your sheets and plumped your pillow. After all, there's nothing like collapsing in a nice clean bed after completing a major milestone, be it penning a thesis or defeating deiform entities. So, would you like to take a look at your new and improved lodgings now? Retired to your chamber? Yes.
Depending on the student you talk to, those could be equal in feats.
One more cutscene. Ooh, this is the cutscene I'm thinking of coming up. This is an interesting one to end on.
protect them well.
Hey.
Good, you're here. You haven't eaten yet, have you? We've bought quite a spread if you're interested. Only the finest dining from the last stand.
Burger.
That's a big burger.
Yep.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well. But he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you."
Wait, how's he
I
removing the
suspect
pickles
Charlian
of all
cuisine
things?
is not to his liking.
Why?
Oh, I don't know
Maybe she
about
just
that.
doesn't like pickles.
Perhaps our lone wolf just needed
I
some
mean,
time
don't get me wrong,
apart.
it's a point off, but still.
What? To perfect his brooding stare? Next time, I'll drag him out by the ear,
I also
sit him
love
down in
how
front of a
nearly having his
Charlian
burger fall
feast,
apart.
and see that he eats every last bite.
An excellent idea. Of all people, warriors must take proper meals and rest if they are to maintain a healthy constitution.
Poor Estinian, beset
Oh,
on all
God.
sides.
Estinian catching strays.
I love Graha's eating animation. It's adorable.
Speaking of one's physical
He's
condition,
just enjoying
Mr.
that
Squire,
burger.
I hear you recently played literal host to Heidelin herself.
And what an experience that was. Tiring, yes, but no lasting harm done. If anything, I should have liked to speak with her longer. I've not felt a hint of her presence since.
Heidelin instructed you to carry that flower, yes? Twill be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. And then something about seeking joy in darkness, was it? Come to think of it, isn't that what happened with Nidana back in Radzat-Han?
The flower did seem to radiate a joyful glow, as if reflecting the elation we all felt, the relief of a people with renewed hope.
Indeed, and in turn, I felt buoyed by that radiance. 'Twas akin to spotting a beacon and knowing we were on the right path. I know we've not yet triumphed over the Tlofuroi, or learned the full breadth of the Forum's plans. But even within the midst of our struggles, we find small moments of joy to sustain us. Rare and hard-won perhaps, but it is this pursuit of happiness that gives us the strength to carry on day after day.
Good.
Hey, that's mine.
To the swift the spoils. Though I recall that levitation spell of yours was quick enough.
Only barely. And even at my best, I'm still too slow to wield it effectively in battle. Mayhap I simply require more practice with this new magic.
You
Chop that
unearthed
fucker
it
in
from the
half.
depths of Numenon, I presume.
Aye, and from a veritable mountain of arcane tomes at that. 'Twas necessary to facilitate my solitary explorations.
Or To put it simply, you used it to sneak around the Forbidden Archives.
Yes. Well, after a fashion.
How many books were you reading?
I'm gonna assume the answer is yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Too easy. The shelves, they're too tall for me. And I could hardly move the library's platforms without attracting attention now, could I?
Short cat problems.
Oh.
And before Graha gives his answer like he's hiding in the distance prepared to be that voice, answer is yes.
Moon high in the sky.
I just love everyone's collective. Oh, I see.
Are we pushing on until dawn?
I'm not that ambitious. But 'tis pleasant to idle away the hours every once in a while.
Meanwhile,
Just the hair.
Ah! Enjoying the bracing cold, I see. Do you not own a warm coat or a cloak? Something in fur? Or fashioned from the skins of your enemies? Or...
I'm sure we've seen this armor
never mind
design
that.
before.
I come to you once more as the bearer of bad news.
No, I think it was designed specifically for
Our
Endwalker.
tower in Thavnir has been toppled.
Unless he was
and
in,
I
like,
need
the
not tell
lead-up
you
to Shadow, or, Endwalker.
Given how many we have at our disposal, the loss of a single spire is hardly fatal to our plans. It does, however, slow the rate at which we siphon ether. If they continue to preoccupy themselves with the towers, then all will be well. But should our foe prove bold enough to strike at us here, then the timing becomes questionable.
Our foe is bold enough. Of that, I can assure you.
Yes, very well then. I suppose I must prepare a proper welcome. Honestly, talk of your nemesis is the only thing you seem to enjoy. Does nothing else spark your interest?
No. All else is... equal. Equally tedious. Equally disappointing. The world is a tepid bog into which we
Hey Daniel,
sink,
I legit
too
think
weak
the
to
answer to that
thrash as
question
the
is
mud
no, nothing
clings
else
to our
does.
eyes and fills our throats till we blissfully choke. But then came the light, blinding and pure and hot, so very hot, enough to set my soul aflame. I basked in the afterglow until the void yawned once more, and then I knew the muck would never claim me again. There was naught for me ahead, so I drew the curtain on all that had come before. Burn, Burn. Let the whole star burn. I will have my contest. I will reclaim my moment.
How wonderful that the emptiness of death has not dissuaded you from committing your life to its pursuit once more. I don't know whether to envy you or pity you.
I will have the salty run back.
You question my disinterest, but put it yours. Despite your noisome antics, I sense you take little pleasure in this endeavor.
Except Xenos is like,
Mercy, my
Salt, I know
lord.
not what that thing
Such
is.
pointed barbs from one who barely acknowledges my existence. Nevertheless, you are mistaken. For I do find this part somewhat...
Well, Xenos be more like, I will have that excitement again because
You
everything
see,
else in
when I
my
was
life
mortal,
sucked
I
ass
would
and was
always
boring
have
as
the
hell.
same dream.
Not wrong.
I think it's still be salt.
It was a
I think it's still be
fragmented
salt. You
thing.
did lose last time.
Disjointed.
True.
All the faces in
I don't think you care too much,
It's
though.
Xenos, he does have no
So I
idea
thought
what
it
salt even
simply a
is and
fantasy of
probably
my
would not give a shit.
He just wants the thrill of the fight.
Until one day,
Yep.
I realized it was showing me the truth. Much as your dream of the final days enlightened you. And soon, very soon, the rest of the world will see the truth of my dream, too. Yes, I think that is something we can both enjoy.
I do find this dynamic really interesting because Fidaniel's all about the big picture stuff, and Xeno's just like, I don't care if you use me, I just want to fight this fucker again.
Pretty much. Achievement unlocked on Wings of Hope.
Yep, also got the same achievement.
Yeah. Keep an eye on those achievements as we get them, by the way. There's a neat little detail with them.
Also got achievement Viper Weigh Your Tears too.
Woo!
Because level 100.
Alright. And with that, we're going to end things off here. Thank you all so much for joining us. Tune in later tonight for more Persona 5 Royal. And we'll see you guys later.
Yep. Yeah.